saying Abraham was 100 and Sarah was 99 or 90. And they were just playing. Yeah, that's right, because he went down to Egypt when she was like 80 years old and she was still very pretty.
Yeah.
And he had to lie and say, oh, she's my sister. So the Pharaoh didn't kill him.
God told him to get away from his mama, right?
Probably. So he ran all the way to Egypt.
At 100. He said, get away from mama.
What a mess.
But you can't wait until you're 99. You don't take enough vitamins.
I eat plenty of vegetables. That's my vitamins.
Oh, also they make those blue pills now.
Don't say that. I don't believe that stuff. I'm all natural. All right, guys. That's enough interruptions from JL. What a mess. But I'm on your network, so I have to put up with it. What kind of pizza will you eat for your birthday? Happy birthday tomorrow. I don't know. I hadn't really considered it. I am taking a little trip with a couple of buddies. So hopefully all goes well. Okay. All right. Here is another super chat. Oh, by the way, Planet Purdy's super chat was interrupted. Planet Purdy, P-U-R-D-Y. Jay from Phoenix has been requesting Pink Floyd for months. That's true. That I sent you 11 hours version of Another Brick in the Wall. We re-recorded the song and play it. Okay, appreciate that. I just might, as a special Jay. I just might do that. Normally, I like to play Christian music that I was listening to 20 years ago, give or take. But thank you. Yeah, I think I appreciate that. LG4033labs.com/take and said, don't say you are proven vaccines if you have never looked up MRC5, HPK293, and others. It is commonly known that dead babies are in common vaccines. You can find it right on Wikipedia. The quote says it's morally permissible because evil. I have heard something like that. Yeah, that they use some dead baby or two, an aborted baby, and then they started cloning them or something. Well, yeah, I'm not sure of those. Proven and we didn't sacrifice a baby in order to. So wow. Thank you, LGD4033. That is one effects on your own life from is how they exploit, sacrifice babies so selfishly. That mess. So thank you. More of your super chats, guys. Hang tight. More of your calls. But first, speaking of this virus hype, did I not tell you just a couple of days ago? Can you look up Google images of Vivek Murthy or not? You can use DuckDuckGo or StartPage.com or whatever you like. Skateboard. Well, Vivek Murthy. He's that guy, Obama Surgeon General, Sleep Biden Surgeon General. And I told you he was like pro-abortion. He's married to this Asian woman, Chinese. He's Indian. His parents to the UK from India. So he's not even an American. He wasn't even born in America like an anchor baby. He's not even an anchor baby. I suppose maybe he's naturalized. I have not seen proof of that. But Wikipedia calls him, Wikipedia is liberal, calls him, I should be using there's his wife. She's evil and liberal too. She was like doctors for there. Female professor, liberal woman. And look at him looking like a little boy, all proud of him. What's up with these surgeon generals acting like little boys? Remember? And I kind of like that guy. Tell your abuela. Tell your big mama. Well, now we have this guy who's just outright pro. I told you pro. I mean, he praised the Asian Chinese woman who was in charge of Planned Parenthood, stepped down after a couple years or less, as like a great leader. Give me a break. And he's running around talking about we need to protect our information. Yeah, this guy is promoting censorship from the government and the social media establishment that a whole lot of people protect in the name of protecting public health because disinformation, misinformation. Give me a break. You are misinformation. You support Obama. You were Obama's Surgeon General. You let him lie about if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. I don't know if the Surgeon General is involved in making Obamacare, but I doubt that he spoke out against that lie. In fact, he supported, he and his wife, a Chinese woman, or whatever she is, Alice Chan or something like that, is her last name. She kept that name. She kept her last name. Like a feminist. So watch out for those Asian women. They're not as traditional as you present. Anyway, and beside the fact that you're going interracial, and it's a more risky than you realize. But this guy, he supported, he wants to protect the long-term health of the country, but while supporting birth control. That's not good for the country. So that's what I covered a couple days ago. Now, you heard about this in major headlines, that the Biden administration, Jen Psaki, told reporters at the White House the Biden administration is working on, quote, flagging problematic posts for Facebook that spread disinformation. And she's targeting the anti-vaccine people and calling them misinformation. And I'm sure that there's a lot of anti-vaccine people because there are a lot of women involved in that and a lot of males who are susceptible to just believing stuff that's not true. And that is, that does happen on that side, but there's a whole lot of people, there's a whole lot of mainstream media people who say stuff that's not true about vaccines too. And say stuff that's not true about the so-called anti-vaxxers. They just endlessly smear these mothers whose children have been suffering, and the mothers suspect, I don't know if it's true, that some of these things are so-called vaccines, right? And so that's Jen Psaki, but he the Surgeon General, he made this, his first advisory is targeting social media. Surgeon General, my job is to help people stay safe and healthy. Yeah, right. Nothing about health, but he talks about women's health. In other words, he's a communist. He's not for actually what's right. And yet people trust experts. Many of you don't, but then many of you guys go to opposite extreme. But anyway. You need tactics, social media companies do more to address the spread of misinformation, health misinformation, American lives. Do more to address it on their platform. They're already going overboard with it. Liar. So that's Vivek Murthy, not a face to trust at all. At all. What a mess. Let me tell you this too, real quick. Black Lives Matter. You know how the Cubans are protesting? I'm not a bandwagoner for the Cubans. I'm not for the Cuban communist government. I know some Cubans who are not for the Cuban communists. I know some Cubans in America. I know many too many people say. I forgot. Ted Cruz is also Cuban. Like, he's half Cuban. Rafael Cruz. I mean, a lot of people use they came here, they turned conservative. And then he became right, generally right. But these people, little Marco, total rhino. For like the mass immigration stuff. Female congressman. The mayor of Miami is where he's American military intervention regarding Cuba. Don't know about that. How about some Americans decide what's the best thing to do rather than relying on quote unquote Cuban Americans who are in our country flying the Cuban flag? We need the last thing we need is more dual loyalty. Am I right? I think I'm right. So many people come here and then they have all this false pride in where they came from. And where you came from is hell. I mean, I can understand wanting where you came from. Yeah, Republicans are eating this Cuban stuff up. They're getting all excited. Oh yeah, because they want to kiss up to the PO Republicans. Come here, and then they get sort of generation, and then their children get all messed up, with the exception of that college years old. But even he's like a little over. Thought that he was upset because he was talking about being excited about his passion as a police officer. We need normal, Christian, sane, old school, white American men to be making decisions rather than kissing up to the blacks and kissing up to the whites. Excellent Democrats. Below that rapper. Except with a little bit more energy and loudness. Degenerate. Mr. Worldwide. Oh yeah, didn't he sing a song called That's globalist. And also degenerate. But anyway, Black Lives Matter. That was this, it's a Instagram post. 3 people. They're acting like this. Black Lives Matter from the Epic Times. Another foreign outlet. Excited about them. They didn't even they no platformed Stephen King, Congressman. So watch out for the Epic Times. They report Black Lives Matter is blaming the U.S.'s cruel and inhumane economic embargo for the current unrest in Cuba. I mean, not Facebook. Talking about all kinds of stuff. They're blaming America, and I guess there may be some American stuff to blame, but the people to blame in America are the communists. And honestly, what's the difference between neocons and communism? Same thing. Globalist socialism. Globalist socialism. People say, oh, neocons. The Republicans. The same thing. I agree. They're all anti-American. These capitalist communists. These Nazi commies. The U.S. government is cruel and inhumane economic embargo is to blame for the current unrest in Cuba, they say. Go ahead and show this 3 different slides. IG post, Chris. By the way, Black Lives Matter has like a rainbow the black race. That's why they support the LGBTIQ madness. Black Lives Matter condemns the U.S. How about Black Lives Matter condemns the U.S. federal government's inhumane treatment and urges it to immediately lift the economic embargo which Cubans' right to choose their own government is at the heart of Cuba. A little bit of truth mixed in with the lies. I will point out, I'm going to skip over most of this madness, dumb stuff, that BLM, Black Lives Matter, some of not even from the very beginning, never even started out right. They started out with this. No, they did not. They started out by BLM also praised the communist regime for its demonstrated solidarity with the oppressed peoples of African descent. So that's phony, pretending, they stood with black. Protecting black revolutionaries. Assata Shakur. No relation, I don't believe, to Tupac. Is also known as Joanne Chesimard, former member of the Black Liberation Army, a communist, who escaped from prison in 1979 while serving life for the execution-style murder of a New Jersey state trooper. She is a black female cop killer, and to this day, she's still talk about injustice. Executed for that. She was granted asylum by Fidel Castro, who was in charge of Cuba for some time. He pointed missiles at America. Some of my friends in high school, Fidel Castro pointed missiles at Cuba. Wow. Tough guy. She remains one of the FBI's most wanted terrorists, by the way. Oh, it's his godmother? Sick. That's sick. So they're pretending, black revolutionaries. Posers. Reminds me of that woman who was shot in the head. Did she survive? Has she recovered at all? Any change in that UK Black Lives Matter radical? Who hates white people and hates black males, black men who don't go along with her? Crazy. It's been 8 years of BLM, Black Lives Matter. A couple of days ago, they posted on their Instagram. I just happened to see this. Black Lives Matter. They put out this Instagram video and another post too. On this day, 8 years ago, they posted 2 days ago. The spirit of #Trayvon Martin summoned us to build a movement, not a movement. Talk about corny, these self-important females. Cringe, am I right? Thousands took to the streets, and then I will get to your calls, guys. While white supremacy, to disrupt white supremacy, thousands took to the streets and demand the justice that the criminal legal system refused to give in its acquittal of Trayvon's killer. It was a self-defense killing. It was self-defense. You are a lynch mob, BLM. For 8 years now, we have demanded an end to oppressive white supremacist systems, protesting in the streets, building people power, ousting corrupt politicians. No, you're inning corrupt politicians, you phonies. Like George Gascon. Ushering in meaningful policy, working for the needs of our stolen loved ones. We don't love anyone. Forging strong alliances, moving towards abolition, because they want to abolish and courageously visioning and building a new world. They just talk themselves up. Oh, I am courageous. Everybody. There is much more to do as we transform the world into one that honors our ancestors. Our legacy is black, capital B, freedom, struggle, and one fit for our children. You can't have children, you lesbian. Hashtag BLM anniversary. What a pathetic, self-important set of people. Am I right? They posted another whole one. Should I read it to you? Let me just plow through this one. 8 years ago today. And I don't have it on screen. So I just read it to you. The words hashtag Black Lives Matter. Those are not words. That's a hashtag. Were penned. They were not penned. They were typed. Or maybe 29, right? 24. Alicia Garza. Patrice Cullors. She's the one who ran from jail. The other two won't respond. And because those are the 3 black lesbians or bisexual, whatever they are, mixed to some of them. Garza. Black Lives Matter served as a rallying cry for thousands who took to the streets demanding justice in the name of hashtag Trayvon Martin. I don't care about Trayvon Martin. And Trayvon Martin got himself killed by attacking creepy A cracker, as he called, allegedly, according to his he called a creepy ass. But hashtag Black Lives Matter was born out of rage. That's you're misplacing where the pain came from. Love, that's not true. And generations long black, capital B, freedom struggle. Over the last 8 years, Black Lives Matter has been built by freedom fighters, not into the largest racial and social movement in history. Today we see BLM protests, building of radical black freedom all over the world. We're 8 years into collective being communist. Movement towards black liberation. We won't stop until Black Lives Matter but thrive. Hashtag BLM anniversary. Sick, huh? Bunch of phonies. By the way, I'm getting more information. Let's see. Tupac Shakur's godmother was added to the FBI's most wanted terrorist list. Joanne Chesimard, a.k.a. Assata Shakur, was convicted of murder in 1977, and that's a Rolling Stone headline from 2013. Wow, May 2013, just before I started. Yeah, in 2016, Black Lives Matter tweeted, "Rest in power, hashtag Fidel Castro." Back in November of 2016, after he was elected. Is that when he died? I think that may have been around the time that he died.
I want to be a hero too.
Power. Because they don't have peace, and so they want power. Female, right? Female. Anyway, lots of calls, guys. You can call in 888-775-3773. Let me get to Mike, a first-time caller, I think, in Michigan. What's up, Mike? How you doing?
I'm fine. How about yourself?
Fine, thank you. You've called before? You've called my show before?
No, I've called, what's the guy, Jesse?
Okay.
But